which leads me into our 5 guiding principles. When Katie and I probably were about a year in, we decided to kind of sit down and really put pen to paper and decide what our sort of role was going to be and what was really important as we moved forward in the formation of SAGE. So our first guiding principle is we view our participants first and foremost as working artists. So like I said, everyone that SAGE represents sort of came already equipped with their own artistic voice. And this sort of comes from the social work philosophy of person first language. So rather than saying an autistic person, you would say a person with autism. And in that same spirit, we really see our artists first and foremost as artists who all just happen to have some kind of intellectual or developmental disability. And when we talk about our artists, we really try and keep the conversation to their practice. If they self-identify or disclose their disability, that's up to them. But we feel like that's not our place or our role. Our second principle is we see ourselves as our facilitators. Our role is to support and enhance the artistic voice of each artist. So we may have suggestions, but at the end of the day, we're not teachers. So we try and step back as much as possible and just really provide that space and environment for them to work in. Number 3 is we aim to create a flexible working environment that meets our artists where they are artistically and emotionally. So because of the nature of the population that we work with, we know that there are some accommodations or flexibility that needs to happen in the studio space. So that might look like taking additional time, providing materials such as like gloves if an artist has sensory issues, allowing flexibility to take a walk, or if an artist is on the autism spectrum, giving them space to stim. Number 4, each artist's work should be entirely their own creation. So some art therapy or some art teachers might do what's called hand over hand, which is where the teacher or the instructor actually puts their hand over the artist's hand and guides them. We don't do any of that at SAGE. So every piece that you see on our website or on our Instagram is entirely the artist's own. And number 5, we seek to involve our artists in all aspects of the exhibition and sale of their work. This comes with the caveat of we certainly don't want to force any of our artists to sort of think about the business side if that's not what they're interested in, but we definitely try for any artist that is interested in how the work is hung or how it's going to be marketed, for them to be part of that process and for them to be able to kind of learn and hone the skill of self-advertising and marketing, as that's pretty crucial for any working artist.